This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And we have an all new Spider-Man comic book. I mean, I already had the background. This is the pretty much the cover of the book I'm reading, Spider-Man 94. This is the continuation of Spider-Man, the animated series from 1994, apparently. They know it came out in 1994, but it came out in the early 90s. This is a continuation. We get Mary Jane. We get I mean, we get a mystery back. I mean, I don't remember this bad guy. He's like a vampire. I forgot his name, but he sends out one of his henchmen. I think it might be a clone of Mary Jane. But we do get Mary Jane back from that world, that portal, and that world she was a part of when she went with Hydro, because Hydro dragged her in there. We get her back, and she knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Um, the animation of, I mean, not the animation, but the drawing of Mary Jane and Peter Parker are a little bit different, of course, obviously, but it's still the same. Same way Spider-Man's been drawn, the same way the city's been drawn. Um, they go over the scenes where well, I didn't read it. Well, I did read it actually. Yeah. So they go over the scenes where they show a clip, they show a very quick panel, a big wide panel of Green Goblin taking off the bridge, in Big Bridge in New York, like they did in the movies. Uh, the black hole, them getting married, her having a hydro water version of herself at the last episode, and then showed no other than a failed movie that we know and love, failed movie that everyone loves and knows, Madam Web, which I still do want to do a movie review on this channel about it and explain. I mean, another one explain watching it again, explaining why Spider-Man, why um, Madam Web's so important to Spider-Man. But they go over that, and then they talk about they go to another panel and just talking about how they got back, and then there's another person looking over Mary Jane and Spider-Man. Then you see a news story. I mean, them at yeah, a big giant company of another company, another bad guy company. Then you see this mystery girl uh unwrapping the webs of this, or mystery girl, mystery man, whoever it is, taking this vampire and going to eat, saying they're going to eat you, and then the main bad guy takes over the other guy, and then Mary Jane gets mad, and then talking about how they are, how he's always, how Spider-Man's, I mean, how Peter Parker's always afraid and stuff like that, and where'd he go, and then always afraid, like Mary Jane and him and the TV show always had like little bits and arguments here and there, and that's what they do in this story, in this panel, in a couple panels. How he's, afraid to lose her, and she's also afraid to lose her, and then they got married. This is the first time they actually like, yeah, they got married. They do show that in the TV show, and they do show it in the comic that they got married, but like that wasn't the real Mary Jane that he got married to. So this is the real Mary Jane he got married to. So it's brand new news that they got married once again. So it's exciting that they're married again. These two characters behind me got married once again. Um, and then who was I tell Aunt May? Aunt May looks, even though she's old in here, the drawing in here, they make her look 10 times younger than she normally is. Cartoon. And then he's fighting some guy that is all like fire. It's not like Human Torch, but some other villain, no unknown villain that they don't name in the animated series. but it's a villain that has fire and he's fighting him. Spider-Man's fighting him, and then talking about how he's just Spider-Man. He's have his own dialogue. Like he has the inner dialogue in white boxes, and that's also what they did in the animated series. And then he does that, and he has the same kind of pose like in the TV, the movies and TV shows and other animate uh and other comics while swinging. And then we see the mystery villain, Mary Jane. Hmm. Mary Jane invites over her aunt Anna, and they just tell her the brand, and they tell her the new good, they tell her the new that they tell her the the news about them getting married, and then she's just berating him like you have a responsibility to be a husband, and that's your wife, blah blah blah, and she's kind of berating him like she did in the animated series. So basically, this is the animated series in the comic book. So doing all that, then the mystery villain kidnaps comes in their home. They're in dinner. Kidnaps Peter Parker, tells Mary Jane everything's gonna be okay. He fights back, and then he fights back while he's away from the house with his mystery villain. He becomes Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, they fight. The mystery villain rips off part of his mask by the mouth, and then he has like a cloud vision of Mary Jane, and he fights him back because that's all he needed inspiration about Mary Jane, and that's his like a muse. That's his muse. That's his power. That's his inner power. I mean, you think his spider senses and his spider strength, and this uh, in normal comics and normal like TV shows and stuff, that his strength comes from spider and all that stuff, spider sense, all those stuff. All the other stuff you know about Spider-Man, but I'll tell you one thing. In this animated series from 1994, his inner strength, his inner power comes to Mary Jane. He really loved Mary Jane. And it's kind of like if you had a high school crush, you're dating a high school crush, or you really like someone and you'll do anything for this person, or you're in the stages of dating this person, you're getting married, I mean, about to get married and all that stuff like that. It's all those feelings that you have in normal regular life, like right, your first love, your first crush, everything, right? But for Spider-Man, for Peter Parker and Spider-Man in 1994 animated series, he did have some other girls, other friends that are girls, but his constant person was Mary Jane. I mean, he did have Gwen Stacy for a little bit. He did have the Black Cat for a little bit, but his constant person that he always wanted to be with was with Mary Jane. You can also see it in the inspiration of the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, that it's been a constant with Mary Jane. But like the third one, he did ask out Gwen Stacy because he was in a black suit, inspired by that. But he was just trying to make Mary Jane jealous. But his inspiration, his muse, his inner power comes from Mary Jane. Everything comes from Mary Jane. Then the cops, they, well, played out. The cops found Peter Parker. Still, Aunt Anna is berating Peter Parker because you have responsibilities again as a wife, a husband. I mean, your husband, that's your wife, blah blah blah. Same stuff that she said earlier. And then Mary Jane's like, if you can't treat him, if you can't, she basically says, "This is the man I love. This is the man I love, and this is the man I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. If you cannot treat him with respect he deserves, then you can leave now." And then that's exactly what she does, of course, obviously. And then you go to the bad guy that's a vampire. I don't know. I mean, there's only one vampire in this animated series. I don't know who this one is. I forget his name, but there's only one. Uh, it's Craven, not Cra no. is more not Craven, Morbius. Morbius in this one was a big villain. Morbius is behind in this background. Morbius is right behind his arm and his muscles. Um, so Morbius is the only one. I don't know this villain. I wish I can show you the pages, but it's going to be like that. So, and there's a vampire, and then he kills this mystery villain that was being, you know, doing what he was supposed to do. And he's like, "Oh, I can just make more," and then he makes more, and then the next one is Rebirth, 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 I think. And then there's the next issue is coming out soon. So this is kind of cool to have a revival comic book series of the animated series. Now, I wish they had a revival animated series on Disney Plus to go with this comic, like they did with the X-Men comic books. I mean, with the X-Men comic books, of the X-Men comics of the animated TV show, I got some of those, but the animated TV show of the X-Men are doing really well. I don't know why they won't do for Spider-Man, but I'm glad that I have a comic series for Spider-Man 94. But they should bring back animation for. They should do an animated series on this because it's good to have a comic book, but the animated series would be so much better than like, hey, this is your answer. Here's your answer. We got a comic book for you. We got a comic book for you, and here's your answer. That's cool and all. That's cool that we have an answer to the sequel, I mean, to the series, and it's like a sequel, but not a lot of people are going to pick up a comic book. They're waiting for an animated series on this. Now, that's my only nitpick. But for me, I'll pick up the comic book because I read comic books. And this is a great idea to have a comic book as continuating with the series. Mary Jane's still in her yellow sweater, as you can see there, still in yellow sweater. There's more villains on the cover, but you see Green Goblin, same look as Green Goblin. Morbius, same look. Kingpin, the same look. Craven had the same look. Venom has the same red and blue highlights. Dr. Octopus has the same look. Rhino has the same look. Black Cat has the same look. Hobgoblin has the same look. Shocker has the same look. Um, this is fantastic that they have this, and I love it. And they need to make more. They're going to make more of this, but they need to make an animated series right after this comic book. If they don't, then we have our answer right here. And I know you people that like animated series, you got to go. If you want a continuation, you got to go read this in the comics. You got to go read this in the comics. You got to go get a comic. You got to go to the local comic store, or you can wait for this to come out in a graphic novel and read it. And there's your sequel to your Spider-Man 94. Now, I watched all the episodes of Spider-Man 1994, and it's on here on this channel. You can watch some of the episodes I talked about. I'm just glad that we have a sequel to this, and that's cool. I mean, this animated series was amazing. It's just like Batman animated series. It was amazing. Yes, Batman animated series, you have Spider-Man animated series. Nothing can go wrong. So. If you like this video, put a like. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and watch my Hamilton video and watch all the other videos I have on here. So again, if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, put a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. Leave a comment if you have seen this show or haven't, or if you're going to pick up this comic, or you're willing to pick up this comic if you have seen this show, or if you haven't and you're just willing to read the comic book and then later on go back and watch it on Disney Plus, tell me about it.